What is up? Hello. I know I have not introduced myself yet, but here we are. Welcome to my channel. My name is D Suturumani. I am the face behind A Baked Devotion. Initially, when I started this channel, I had said that I do not want to see my face on here, because I run another YouTube channel that is my name, D Suturumani. You can search for it. I'll link it in the description box, where I chat about all things motherhood, food, and lifestyle. And my face is all up in the camera on that channel. And I wanted this channel to really be focused on the cakes and the things that I'm going to create. But you know what? I'm going to be the person that shows you how to do these things, so why not show my face? And how rude of me to not introduce myself. So let's cut this story short. Hi, hello, welcome. Please make sure that you're subscribed. I post videos on here every Friday, and they're videos that are they just show you how to do things, and some of them will be a tutorial just like this one. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make Swiss meringue buttercream. Now, there are 3 types of buttercream that I use. Swiss meringue is one of them, American buttercream is the other one, and Italian meringue buttercream is the other one. I hardly make use of Italian meringue buttercream, and I'll tell you why. It is because it is difficult to have your syrup not crystallized. When you're working from home, or when you're doing these things in your home kitchen, it's difficult for to use items that are not used by other things. So if you're making a syrup in this pot that I've got here, it's a cast iron pot, we've made all kinds of things in it. Obviously there will be impurities and your sugar is going to crystallize. But the 2 main buttercreams that I make use of are Swiss meringue buttercream, which I'll show you how to do today, and American buttercream, which I'll show you in another video. So for the Swiss meringue buttercream recipe, I'm going to tell you what you need. You're going to need 6 eggs, 2 cups of sugar, and 500 grams of butter. I will leave all of the details of the recipe in the description box. You can look at that. But this butter over here, I'm going to put immediately back into the fridge until I need it. So the reason I put my butter back in the fridge is so that it remains cold. I need my butter to be cold because it will help cool down the buttercream when we whisk it and whip it up, and I'll show you all of that later. But the rest of your ingredients can be room temperature eggs, and obviously your sugar lives in the pantry, so it will be room temperature. And then let's get started. So equipment that you will need is a stand mixer. I use a KitchenAid. KitchenAid is good. Kenwood is even better in my opinion. But with your stand mixer, you're going to need 2 attachments. This is a paddle attachment. You're going to need this, but we're going to start off using the whisk attachment, which looks like this. Now, I've got a pot. You can use any pot that you've got, but I've got a cast iron pot that I'm going to fill with water just a little bit, so that it acts as a double boiler for my meringue. My KitchenAid looks like this. My KitchenAid bowl is a steel bowl, so I have no issues with putting it directly into my pot as a double boiler, which is great because I can just literally, once my meringue is ready, I can take it off, just wipe the base, and put it directly back onto the mixer. I'm not sure whether the glass bowls are okay for you to do this with, because you know glass and heat are not really great friends. But if you have a stainless steel one like I do, then it works perfectly. Now, before you do anything, I have this paper towel over here for a reason. I'm going to wipe all of my equipment, my bowl and my 2 attachments, with lemon juice. You need something acidic to wipe your stuff down so that there is absolutely no fats or impurities that are going to get into your meringue, because this will hinder it from whisking up the way that you want to. When it comes off of the heat, we're going to whisk it to a stiff peak before adding the butter, and I will show you all of that. Now, I've put a little bit of lemon juice on my paper towel, and I'm just going to wipe the inside of my bowl, because I'm going to separate my egg whites into here, and I don't want any fats, like I said, or impurities. And I'm also going to wipe my whisk down. Now you can use white vinegar or spirit vinegar if you've got, otherwise lemon juice works just fine. And then I'm going to wipe my paddle attachment. And then we can begin. So I'm going to pour my sugar into my mixing bowl, and then I'm going to separate my eggs. Now I'm not going to separate my eggs directly into here, because if I get an egg yolk in here, then it's going to be a disaster. So I'm going to separate my eggs into here. I'm going to put the egg whites into here. What I do is I separate, so I've got 6 eggs, right? I've got 6 eggs and I separate 3 at a time into a separate bowl. Please do not throw the yolk away. I'm going to be making a custard with it, and yeah, we don't want to waste anything. So I've got 6 eggs. I'm separating 3 at a time into a separate bowl. That's 3, and then I'm going to put it into my bowl with sugar, and then I'm going to separate the other 3. The reason that I do that is so that I'm sure that I'm not making any mistakes and I'm not getting any yolks into my egg whites. So now I've got my sugar and egg whites in there. I'm just going to stir it so that it's combined before I take it over to the heat. And you'll see that it's quite runny. So if you've missed an egg, you will know immediately by the texture of this. So this is my water. This is going to act as a double boiler for me. You can get your water on the heat immediately, like as the first thing that you do, so that by the time you need it, it is warm enough. So I'm literally going to put my bowl of egg white and sugar in here, and I'm going to continue to stir. So I'm continuously stirring my egg whites so that they don't cook on the sides, and then I'm dipping my finger inside to check for any grains of sugar. So I've taken my meringue off the heat. It is super liquid. I have felt it and felt that there are no grains of sugar inside, and now I'm going to whisk it up using my whisk attachment. You can literally just go full blast. You need it to be stiff peaks, and you also need the meringue to cool down before you can start adding your butter. So I'm pretty happy with the consistency of my meringue. There we go. And now I'm going to start adding my butter. I've cut my butter into cubes of about 30 grams. I'm not changing my attachment just yet. I'm still going to be using the whisk attachment so that the meringue that's on there can sort of run off. And my butter is quite cold, but you will see I can still kind of squish it, but it's not super soft. So I'm going to start adding it block by block, and then once I'm kind of happy with what it looks like, I will switch from a whisk to a paddle attachment. I'm adding my butter block by block, and I still have my whisk attachment on my KitchenAid. Now I'm going to switch to a paddle attachment. My meringue at this stage is kind of watery, and when I switch to a paddle attachment, it's going to help me beat some air into my meringue and obviously smoothen it out with my blocks of cold butter. My buttercream is ready. It is silky smooth. It tastes good. And now I can either use it immediately, or if I'm going to be using it within the next couple of days, I can store it on my kitchen counter right in this bowl. It's got a lid, so I can just do that. And then use it when I need it. So if you're going to use it within the next couple of days, you can store it on your kitchen counter for about 2 days. I'd say maximum 3 days. But if you live in a hot climate like I do, I'd say 1 or 2 days. If you want to use it a little bit later, if you're prepping ahead of time, you can store this in the freezer, and then the night before you're going to use it, just take it out the freezer, pop it onto your kitchen counter, or leave it in the fridge if it's too hot, and it will defrost. So this is a great vehicle for a lot of flavorings. If you want to add some vanilla bean, you can add this to it. If you want to add salted caramel, you can add that to it. I got some salted caramel, so that's what I'm going to be doing for a cake that I've got, and that's it. You want your buttercream to look like this. It's light and fluffy, and it is nice and buttery. Now, if you have problems with your buttercream, let's say your buttercream is too runny, what you can do is just pop it into your fridge for a little bit for it to cool down, and then come back and give it a quick beating with the paddle attachment. That can happen maybe because you added your butter too early and your meringue wasn't quite whipped up and cool enough. It can happen if your butter is too soft and too not hot enough, not cold enough. So I'm going to store mine because I'm going to be using it for a cake that I'm going to be making a little bit later in the week. And that is it for today's video. Super quick, super easy, not that difficult. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate it a ton, and please do remember to share it. If you are in the Johannesburg area and you want to order a cake, hit me up in my email. It's in the description box. If you want to order a cake, or if you would like to do a private class, please let me know via email and I will send you a quotation. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe so that you don't miss any of the other videos that I miss. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.